Hey everybody, what's up? This is Chris again, and I wanted to do another video today. I had saw a few videos the past few days, and I wanted to really jump into this conversation that's being, I guess, talked about out there in the world. First off, I was watching a video from the other day with Sinbad. I don't know if a lot of people remember this guy. He's one of the best actors in the 90s, 80s, the late 80s and 90s. He did a lot of good work back then, a lot of good movies. And he also had a reality TV show about him and his family a few years back, probably about 6, 7 years ago. And he's really good, really funny guy. And he had did a breakfast club thing on I think it was Tuesday last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, and he came up with a real good argument. And this is something that I think we should all really talk about and think about when it comes to our generation and where are we going from here. For the past, I'll say about 15 years, we have had this change. And now it's getting to the point where it's just out of hand, and it's getting to the point where you wonder what the hell is going on out here. We have people, girls, females, black females in particular, getting fake body parts. And this is so weird that in our generation now we have black girls, the race that when I was a kid and growing up as a teenager, and even before, well, of course, way before this, before I was born in '83. So when I was growing up, I grew up in a world with girls, black and Spanish, having the sexiest bodies. They had the nice sized breasts, they had the big butts, they were running around just taking it. White girls, I'm not a racist, and I'm not even going based on race right now. But it was just something that we knew as a fact back then. Going back at least several generations, we had this. Everybody knew that the black and Spanish girls had big butts, big breasts, and the white girls, they may have had big breasts, but not at all really no big butts. And it was a joke kind of thing in school. It was something that they spoke about in the news media. Because what happened was back then, white girls, being because they didn't have big butts, they used to tease black girls because they didn't have what the black girls had, and they always wanted to make the black girls and the Spanish girls feel some type of way about having that. So back then, it was more people wanted the slim butt white girls at one point, and it didn't make sense. So now, fast forwarded several years, now black girls, first, white girls started getting implants in the 90s. They got breast implants. They were the only ones running around really going to get breast enhancements and silicone and all that other stuff back in the 90s. It was huge before they actually banned it at one point because they used to pop inside. They used to rupture inside of the girls and give them a lot of disease. Well, not diseases, but a lot of infections due to that. And disfigurations. So after a while, they actually banned it, and then they came out with another way of doing it. So now girls are getting it again, and well, for the past 15 or 20, almost 20 years and so now, and it was always white girls. We always knew the white girls was getting ass shots. They were getting the breast implants because they just didn't have it, and now they wanted to look like the black girls and the Spanish girls because more people started getting into the booties. Okay, so now for years they were doing that. Then for some reason now, black girls for the past about 5 to 10 years have been doing what the white girls has been doing for over 30 years. And they've been out there getting all these fake breasts. And like Sinbad was mentioning, I guess you can find that online. I guess I can put the link down for you. He doesn't even understand it. And it's a huge conversation now because we're wondering, why are black girls, young black girls, this 90 generation, the 90s babies, running around here getting fake everything, just to be keeping up with the white girls fake everything. We didn't need that. Black people and Spanish girls did not need to go out there. Maybe not everybody had the same size body. You know, some black girls came out a lot skinnier, didn't have that big butt, but they might have big breasts, or if they didn't have that, they were just slim and looked good at it. You know, we didn't particularly need you to look like you had big titties and big ass all the time. But now all of a sudden, for the past few years, every girl I see, I'm looking at them, I'm like, that's fake. And now these guys are liking the fake. I think Funkmaster Flex said about not even a full year ago, he even said it on one of his shows. He said that he doesn't understand why black people or anybody for that matter is making fun of girls with fake titties, because he said faker the better. When did that happen? When did fake body parts make you look good? I don't understand. And now you look at deformed. Some of these girls, you'll see their back, and then this huge, like, station wagon ass kind of thing comes out. And it's like, ew. And the only thing they're doing with it is running into videos. They're doing this little twerking crap that's been out for the past 5 or so years or whatever. And it doesn't make any sense. It's like, and that's the only thing they're doing it for. They're not doing it really to impress their boyfriends or to be with somebody. They're doing it for twerking, videos, Vine videos. And you're looking at these girls and you're like, those breasts are fake. That ass and thighs are fake. And you wonder why they're getting so much notoriety. Why are they getting all this fame and notoriety just because they got fake body parts? That's like having a fake basketball team, a freaking robot basketball team, and they're getting all the notoriety because they could jump in the air 30, 40 feet and make a dunk. Does that make sense? Why are you giving it all of that to all these girls that are getting fake body parts? It just boggles my mind that is where we are today in this life that we're in right now. We're in a generation of absolute ignorance. It's everything out here right now is either about ass, sex, and no education. Is nobody out here talking about education right now. And I haven't heard it in years. It's been at least, it's 2015 now, and it's at least been 10 years since I've heard anybody talk about real education. That's like way down here on the give a fuck list, and everything else, your videos, these whack fake rappers that's out here talking about absolutely nothing. I wonder how they make $1. It's like everybody could be a millionaire today. You make a whack song with a girl shaking her ass in it, and you're making millions. And it just doesn't make sense. Nothing now has any real thought pattern. It's just easy go. These kids and this new generation is swallowing up everything. If you want to go even further, what are these kids here to learn? It's like every song out there is about sex. Every song out there is about making money. Every song out there today has nothing to do with just general music now. Music. What happened to the love songs that didn't have to deal with a girl shaking her ass in it and being mostly naked? Mostly. Now these videos are so borderline nudity that you might as well just make it rated R. Because it's like they're so close to just being nude. And a lot of the videos are opting to be that way so that they can make more money, have more people watch it. I'm watching videos on YouTube and WorldStar, and they're only making videos with girls mostly naked. And why are we allowing this to be something that we enjoy? We're exploiting girls in every race. White girls, black girls, Spanish girls, and the only thing they're thinking about at 17 going into their 18 years of age is, I want to be a freaking Vine video girl. They got the tattoos everywhere, lip piercings, fake ass shots, fake tits, and they're running into these freaking videos, and they're making more than enough money because they're relevant. And they know what direction they're going. They're pointing their eye at the young generation. Because once you hook them at a young age, you have them for years stuck on that mentality. And I watch these kids nowadays, and I'm just like, we lost them. Because all the kids, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, the younger generation, only understand sex, fights, money. And that's it. They're talking about the girls in videos now. They're talking about the girls with the fat ass, and these are kids. My daughter is 10 years old, and I know that she's going to be around it. I know that I don't at all just rationalize with these people that believe that this is where we're supposed to be going. I don't care for it, and I don't even listen to it myself. I just watch it, I don't understand it, and I just flip it off. I'm like, what is that? Why are we doing that? And all these parents out here, they let I forgot who had said it just a few days ago. They allow there's a video on World Star on the other day where one of these guys had his supposed grandmother, I'm guessing, talk about, she's 72 years old, and she was like, this generation, the girls are just absolutely destroyed. She said that the girls are letting their kids raise them. And that is 100% true. And I was reading the comments coming out after what she said, and it is a damn shame that there's people that are against her because they believe that this is what the generation is supposed to be like. They rationalize with these kids that are taking care of themselves at a younger age. The parents are not caring for them because they are ghetto. They don't know any better. They might send them kids to school. I'm in a building now. I'll go downstairs, and on a school day, when you know kids are supposed to be in school, there's kids playing up and down in the hallways, missing class. Or if they're going to school, they come back, they don't do homework, they run right back outside into the streets, or they're in the building, running up and down the building, having security and management chase them, and it just doesn't make sense. And then when you ask these parents and you see how they react to the law, like police or whoever's in charge, authority officials, they act like they are entitled to allow their kids to do what the hell they want to do. And I'm like, where are we going? If this is where we're at and where we're supposed to be going, what is going to happen when these kids are supposed to be going to work? Nobody ever thinks about what's the next step. These kids are on welfare or public assistance. They don't work. They don't go to school. And if they are out of that age group to be in school, which is most of the time 21, you have to either go to get a GED, and GEDs are not that far in between now because now they cut the funding for GEDs. So it's like you have to really find a place to do that. Most kids, young adults are not going to run around and look for that. There is a very small amount of people that's doing that now. And the sad thing is, we just have a generation of uneducated kids and young adults. And that's all you see out here. And the only thing they're worrying about is a quick way to make a buck. Get on public assistance, I got money coming in, I don't have to work. That's been an age-old problem, but it's even worse now. So the people that really need it, not going to get it easy because these kids that are young adults now are running around, they're having kids at a younger age. That is exploded. Now, it's like these kids are having sex everywhere they want to have sex. They're not worrying about anything when it comes to STDs, having a child at a young age. They don't even care now. I saw a 12-year-old at a hospital about a year or two ago, 12, having a baby. And I was almost about to die. I was like, wait, is that girl 12? And if that shouldn't be a beginning of understanding where we are and making outrage, we are going to be a disaster in about 10 years. In about 5 to 10 years, when these kids are adults and they're supposed to be going to work or taking care of their own family, they're not going to have the education to do anything. They want to be only smart enough to maybe make a bowl of cereal. They're not going to have enough education to get a real job, to be in a blue-collar job or a white-collar job at least. They're not going to know any trades. They're going to be out there just doing minimum wage jobs at best, and that's it. You can't raise a family on minimum wage. And that is where we're going. That's where we are, and that's where it looks like we're just going to just keep on breeding more and more of this, because the more kids become young adults, they're having kids at a young age, then their kids are going to be doing the same thing, and those kids, it's just generation after generation. We already had 3 of them. The kids that were born in the late 80s had kids in the mid 90s, or the late 90s. They were like 13, 14, 15 years old. They had kids at a young age. Then their kids that were born in maybe 98, 99, 2000, they had a young age kids at a young age in the mid 2000 to late 2000. And it's just like, if by the time they hit 12, 13, 14 years old, they're already having kids, if not more than enough kids. So it's like, where are we going? Where are we going? We have absolutely nothing to bank on now. We have no education. Nobody is upset at these kids that are running around fighting in the streets. These kids there's videos of kids freaking riding on the backs of trains. There's videos of these kids throwing freaking metal and destroying freaking public property, and they think that this is a freaking game. Because nobody is telling them that it isn't a game. They are running after idiots like monkey see, monkey do, monkey see, monkey do. They're just dumb. And I'm looking at these videos and I'm wondering who is at home. Is there anybody home when they walk in the door? It's just appalling to understand what's going on in this generation. This 90s generation and this 2000 young generation are not going anywhere. They're just living off society. They're not going to school, and if they are going to school, they're not paying attention to school. They're on their phones. They're taking videos of fights in school. They're fighting teachers. They're fighting police officers, security officers. There's videos all over the place about that. They're getting into these big brawls everywhere, fighting everywhere. I mean, there's a fight every single day, at least 18 times a day, if not more. And there are videos everywhere. And these kids are just eating it up. They're watching it. They're doing their own fights. And they're just getting into shit for no reason. They're fighting teachers. I am surprised that teachers are still working. They're coming into work. I am surprised. They must love their jobs. Security officers must love their jobs. I was a security officer. I'm still doing that field of work right now. And I'm telling you right now, if a kid came up to me and they wanted to fight some other kid, I want to let them fight and beat the hell out of themselves. Because I'm not getting into a huge fight with 18, 19 kids or more. And they don't have no care for your life or safety. They care about fighting and kicking somebody's ass. So they don't care. And then the parents, if you even touch their kids, they want to try to sue you. Regardless of what the situation is, regardless if they're beating up some other kid. You have videos where parents are encouraging their kids to fight and do bodily harm to another person. It's just unbelievable of what we are doing now. I just don't understand it. I watch these videos. They shouldn't even let these videos get passed on WorldStar or on YouTube. They should be deleting these things. These people that are in charge of these sites should be deleting these videos as soon as it gets more than enough popularity. Soon as it gets on the news, because it will. They should automatically be deleting these videos and hope that it doesn't resurface. Because it's only adding to the crazy freaking mayhem that's going on out here in these days. It's a shame. And I think we, as a community, I think all races, black, Spanish, white, we need to sit down and start to recollect ourselves and find out, what are we doing? What are we allowing to happen out here? Why are we allowing this to go on? Why aren't parents sitting their kids down and saying, look, this is the riot act. Get back to the old school mentality. Stop this new school crap where, oh, you're too scared to put your child in their place. Because the only thing that's what they're going to do is they're walking over authority now. And all this new freaking generation bullshit where they say, oh, the kids got a voice. They don't have a voice because their voice is going to speak louder than yours soon. And once they hit 13, maybe even younger, their voice is going to be bigger than you. And more or less, they're going to be bigger than your ass. And if you're a parent and you allow this shit to happen in your house, they're not going to listen to you by the time they hit 14. So when you try to talk down to these kids, these teenagers, they're going to look down at you and start putting you into the corner. Walk out the door when they feel like it. Go to school if they feel like it. They're not going to care about what you care about. They're not going to care about what the teachers or the other people that's outside care about. The only thing they're going to do is just do what the hell they want. Sad. Very sad. We need to think about this.